Hello, everyone. This is Chris Free, and we got Donald James Parker as well as Kaylee Keller with us today. And we were about to talk about an upcoming movie called Operation Unite. And Operation Unite is a faith based feature film shot here in Crossville, Tennessee. And the creator of the movie, Donald James Parker, who's also the writer and director and producer of the movie, is with us. And would you like to tell us a little bit about the feature film and a little bit about yourself and basically what the inspiration behind the upcoming feature film Operation Unite? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, first of all, let's tell everyone that the world premiere, will be November 4th, 7:15 p.m. at the Palace Theater. And prefacing that, I will have another movie called Hearts Are Trump at 5 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock, my other movie, Pickleball Princess. So if anybody wants to drop by and enjoy a fairly inexpensive movie, since we don't have a movie theater in town here, it's kind of nice that people can go to a movie here, a faith-based movie, and not have to drive to Cookville or Knoxville to watch it. So Operation Unite, well, nobody is going to be surprised by the fact that there is division within our country, within the church. And it's very important, because Jesus said that he wishes that we were one like he and the Father were one. So it's important that we try to get along with one another the best way we can. Now, one of the topics that seems to be a division factor is the gifts of the Holy Spirit. When Jesus was on earth, he healed people, he prophesied, he had miraculous things happening. And he said that we would do things that are even greater than what he did. And so some people have gotten the idea that when the apostles all died off, that those gifts went away. And there's no evidence in Scripture whatsoever that says that that was going to happen or did happen. And so we have a little mini war going on between the two factions. And so I've been trying to fight this war for a while. This is not my first movie to address this issue. But I thought, the best way to get people to look at things, differently and more openly is just to have a story told around it. And so we make a feature film that's it's a romance between a pair of young people. And like Romeo and Juliet had the problem that one was from the Capulet family, and the other's from the Montague family, and they had a family feud. Well, in this case, we got a doctrinal issue that her father doesn't believe that the gifts exist today, and the young man that she falls for is involved in using those gifts. And so it creates a big friction point. And she wants to be with him, but yet she doesn't want to make her dad angry or sad or anything else. So it's a real difficult situation that she's been put into. So people can see what kind of damage that sometimes this kind of division does when we don't have enough respect for other people's beliefs, that we can entertain the idea that we might be wrong and they may be right, and maybe we can just get along with one another and agree to disagree. So that's the basic premise of the movie.
All right. Once again, that trailer we're about to play here in a second, but the feature film's world premiere is in Crossville, Tennessee, downtown at the Palace Theater on Highway 127. And you're coming off of I-40 in Crossville. Off I-40, you got for exit 317, take it going south, and then you head all the way downtown, and you'll eventually run into the Palace Theater. It's an older theater. It's been around for a long time. It's an old theater. It's also a multi-purpose theater, and we'll be having premiere there. And give me 1 second, and I'll play the trailer for the feature film here.
I think God just told me I was gonna marry that girl.
He was sure checking you out.
I'm focused on college right now.
Country good. You're that basic boy. No offense, that always true.
I went for very special.
Caitlin. Her name is Kaylee.
You have a daughter named Kaylee. Why?
And how do you know he was looking at me and wasn't looking at you?
I mean, he's a nice guy. You know, there's not a lot of these guys out there.
Dad, I will find my own.
Okay. Not mistaken.
Yeah, so right now I currently live in Bozeman, Montana. But I'm from Kansas originally.
Yeah, and you and your mom actually got to fly down here to Tennessee, and you flew into Nashville, Tennessee. Then you got picked up and came into Crossville, Tennessee in July of this year, 2024. And you
We
actually
did.
now, you've been to Tennessee before because you stayed a little time. I guess you did some stuff in Nashville a while back.
Yeah, so with the music that I have out, I did all the recording in Nashville, Tennessee, and very familiar with the area. It's a big music industry. But I always love when I get to go to Tennessee. And it was extra special for this project.
Yes.
And yeah, my mom got to fly as well and be involved. And that's always extra special.
And how did you actually hear about the feature film casting all the way in Montana down here in Tennessee for Operation
I
Unite?
talked to Donald about it, essentially. There was a audition for a different film, faith-based film, that I had submitted for with Donald. And he ended up getting a hold of me and letting me know he was going to film this project first. So I auditioned for this one, and he liked me enough to cast me.
And you actually checked with another friend of yours down in Georgia who actually has been in one of Donald's other movies. Can you talk about that a little bit? You asked just basically see if it's like it's a good person to work with, and you want to get a little reference. And do you know what I'm talking about?
No. I don't. Is it
Cameron Arnett?
Oh, yes, Cameron Arnett. He's great. Yeah, so Donald and I have him as a mutual connection. I was in a film of Cameron's a couple years ago. And so that was really fun to be a part of. So yeah, before I worked with Donald, I got a hold of Cameron and BJ, and they vetted him as a green flag, a true Christian man who loves the Lord. And they were totally right. It was a privilege to work with Donald. And you, Chris, and the whole team.
Yeah, plenty of you guys that probably don't know, Cameron Arnett stars in a lot of faith-based feature films. He's probably one of the more well-known faith-based actors out there. He's based out of Atlanta, Georgia area. And he's got a couple of new feature films that just came out just recently too as well.
They're great.
And so, yeah, so
watch out.
Yeah, so
After you watch Operation Unite.
So you came out with your mom, and your mom actually did makeup for the film. So what was it like to actually get to work with your mom down here on a movie, that your first film, actually working side by side with your mom on a movie set with you? Or
Yeah, so Mom and I have worked together before in the past. But every time I get to work with her, it's a blast. She's great at what she does. She's very professional, and we just have a good bond anyway. So it's kind of like having my best friend all day long and working with them. So no complaints.
So you worked with Cameron a couple of years ago, so I'm assuming you worked on faith-based projects before in the past. Is that true?
Yeah, so I have such a heart for working on faith-based film. I'm a Christian, so I think that the industry is such a place of influence, and I want to see more songs and film and projects used to glorify the Lord.
Yeah, definitely, especially down here in Tennessee and the Georgia area, SB Southeast. You see a lot of faith-based projects and feature films in this area. A lot
I know, I
more than
love
you do
it.
probably out west, and there's a lot of faith-based stars are actually in this region here too as well.
Yeah,
like
Tennessee's known as a Bible Belt, so I
yeah,
love that.
definitely. And then you got a lot of I worked on several films. Actually, worked on majority of Down James Parker's movie. This film actually worked as a camera operator, and there are some other ones I worked on, did sound, and so this actually was this your 12th or 13th feature film that you personally did, Down?
I can't remember if it's 14 or 13. I did
Yeah,
one over in
it's been
Africa
a
that I
lot.
wasn't really on the set, but I've done at least 14 films totally that I produced, and maybe 15.
Yeah, we shot this film in July of this year, in 2024. We shot it for 1 week, and so we basically, it was just a small, low budget feature film. We shot both in Crossville, Tennessee, as well as Fairfield Glade, Tennessee, which is just right outside. Actually, it's here in the same county, in Cumberland County, Tennessee, pretty much up in the mountains up here, and we got at the Cumberland Plateau. And so we went to that. We had a good small little crew and cast. So we had several came in from the Knoxville, Tennessee area. We had some in, and we had another guy, Gage. He actually plays the male lead there. You probably saw from the trailer. The young guy. He's actually a college student in Kentucky, which he's not available tonight. He's actually a theater student in Kentucky at a college up there. He would love to have been out here, so right now he's been basically doing a couple of theater productions, which he will be at the premiere coming up here November 4th. If you guys come out and you can meet with him, as well as some other crew from the movie, as well as probably some of the Knoxville area cast we have out here, as well as some local. We have a couple of local actors as well. We have actually a mother and we have a daughter and a son. Actually, two sons that actually had roles in the movie. So that was Valerie Whitson and her kids. So they actually had one plays the mother. To actually Kaylee's mother in the movie. Then we had then you got the best friend Madison, and you had her brother actually played it, and there's a younger brother. Christian actually played Kaylee's little brother, little 6-year-old. So how was it playing with the little 6-year-old as your little brother there?
How's it having a little brother?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm the baby of my family. I have two older brothers. So I always like when I get to be a big sister.
Yeah.
He was a great actor too. This was his debut, right, Donald?
Yep.
He was cheeky. He was so cute. You guys are going to love him.
And so tell about your experience of actually working on the movie down here. What was it like working on Operation Unite, Kaylee? Tell us a little bit.
It was a really special experience. I think that it's a very powerful story, as Donald was sharing. I think it's a very important message about uniting denominations, and I think it's told in a really creative way. The entire time we filmed, I felt things went really smooth, and everybody was really fun to work with. Everybody had good attitudes, was willing to put in the effort that it took to get everything done. And the scenes were just really fun. I can't give spoilers away, but Donald wrote this in a creative way to where there's hospital scenes and outdoor scenes and church scenes and coffee shop scenes. So I feel like we got to have a bunch of fun creative moments. So as an actor, I always really appreciate that. Getting to do something I wouldn't necessarily do in my day-to-day life. So I had a great time on set. I love the story that we're telling. And I just enjoyed Donald and the crew, even outside of the job. We had time to where we could do a couple fun personal activities outside of the shoot. And I got to play tennis with Donald. I got to go bowling with the production team. And we got to go to
going bowling with your
Buc-ee's.
mom and you.
Yeah, bowling was a blast. We went to Buc-ee's my first time ever. Donald and I had a couple rounds of tennis. So I think that makes it all the more special.
Who actually won the game of tennis?
I think we tied it a couple of times.
It rained on us.
So, Don, you play a lot of tennis over here.
It's the first time I played tennis since I started playing pickleball 5 years ago.
Which actually, Don has a movie that is actually playing the same night. It was
3
called
o'clock in the
Pickleball
afternoon.
Princess that be playing earlier than evening. And you can also come early and watch. At what time is actually the other two movies?
3 o'clock for Pickleball Princess, 5 o'clock for Hearts Are Trump, which is about the political environment in the United States.
Can you tell everybody a little, just basically brief, what Pickleball Princess and Hearts Are Trump are?
Well, Pickleball Princess is kind of a romantic comedy. It's kind of a Hallmark movie that features the sport of pickleball. So anybody who's just learning pickleball, it's great for them because we actually teach the game of pickleball, and I actually teach some things that people that play pickleball all the time don't know. They make mistakes. So it's even people that have been playing for a while could learn some things about the game. But it's just a fun thing that it's not really what I consider faith-based, but it's family-friendly. And there's a little bit of talk about God, but not much. Hearts Are
And there was an actress that was in this Operation Unite that actually was one of the main characters in that movie.
Yeah, she was the princess. And she's playing my wife in Operation Unite. Yes, Kelly Hutchings out of Alabama. And then The Hearts Are Trump is a movie I made 4 years ago for the 2020 election, and it's about 3 families that are agonizing over who they're going to vote for and why, and what the consequences are going to be. And so it's a position that we'll be in actually the day after our premiere is election day, so we'll have a real good feel for what it's going to be like the next day.
Yeah, definitely. If everybody that's watching this before the premiere on November 4th, come on out and actually get to see all 3 movies if you want. And actually later on that night at 7:15 will be the Operation Unite feature film premiere. So, Kaylee, can you tell us a little bit about working with Gage, our main actor there?
He was fun. I really enjoyed him. It was the first time we met, obviously was on set, and I don't know, I feel like we had a fun bond. I feel like we kind of hit it off as friends right off the bat. So it made working together full of laughter. He's a great actor. He's good at what he does.
Yeah, it's one of his first major lead roles, and he's been doing a lot of theater work because he is actually a theater student up at a local college up in Kentucky. So, play a lot. He's actually a little bit younger than you. I think he was at 20 years old. I think he said he was.
Yeah, I'm a few years older. And in my real life, in the movie, he's older than I am.
Yeah.
But,
And can we talk a little about his character and just what his role basically was in the movie, Donald? Gage's role?
Well, his role was to fall in love with this beautiful girl, so it was pretty easy for him.
Yeah, he basically was the kind of like a youth pastor and love interest and everything. So there's kind of a bit of conflict and everything going on with Kaylee's character's father. So that basically brings a lot where the story is, with a little bit of the conflict and the different types of the churches they go to. So their basic beliefs and everything. So yeah, you definitely have to check it. And if you're watching this after the premiere, you can actually go to Operation Unite Movie on Facebook, and you can join the Facebook page there as well on Facebook, and you can join all the chat and all the fun information. You can actually find some more information on YouTube. You're looking up Operation Unite Movie, as well as you can find a couple of different versions of the trailer, which is so as of right now, there's 2 versions of the trailer out there right now.
Yeah, they were on my website, donaldjamesparker.com. There's a movie page, which will have pictures of all the actors and some of the behind the scenes pictures. And I will be adding, as soon as I get it on the streaming platforms, I will have a link to that so they can just click on that to go watch it.
Yeah.
And right now, if they want to get more information or order advanced tickets, they can go to swordofthespiritpublishing.com. It's got the times listed and so on.
As well, you can go to his website and you can actually see a bunch of the other feature films. Actually, they're available, as well for sale as far as DVD, and some of them are actually on YouTube. Actually, you can stream there on YouTube as well, and you can purchase any of them. You just contact Donald, and he'll get those movies out to you for any of his past feature films, which he's got numerous, over a dozen feature films available, shot for the last decade. So, yeah, so he's been staying busy over here in Crossville, Tennessee, in this small little town. So, yeah, definitely. So, Kaylee, you have to get you back out here sometime soon. Shoot another faith-based film in the future.
Please do. I would love that. We need a reunion.
Yeah.
We need a second part to this, Operation Unite 2.
Yeah,
that would be
definitely have to
fun.
work with me in the next year, so we can get everybody back together for another part 2. So
Yeah, fly me out there over the winter.
yeah, because this wouldn't be the first film that actually Dallin actually had a sequel to, or prequel. He's had some of his other Gramps Goes to College, Gramps Shoes, series. There's some other ones that actually he's had part 1 and part 2. So it wouldn't be the first one Donald's basically doing a sequel to.
Okay, I'm holding you guys to it.
So Donald, you're also an author too as well. You're a Christian author. You wrote a lot. You actually were doing a lot of Christian books before you actually got into filmmaking. Can you talk a little bit about
29,
that?
I think.
So you've been doing that for a while. So what really got you interested in filmmaking numerous years ago?
Well, I'm not sure I am interested in filmmaking now, even. I'm interested in getting God's message out to the world. That's where my interest lies, and it just came to the fact that movies and television are the best way to do that. So I had to get into the game.
And you've had several other films where you've actually had people contact you directly that, that basically have said they came through, they got, got closer to Christ because, your movies.
A handful, not a lot. But
it was just, but still, basically, it's still people that basically have found your films from one source or another. But they basically, they got closer to Christ and everything because of that. So,
hope so.
So, Kaylee, do you got anything in the works right now, or just been doing anything on it? You've been staying busy this summer.
Yeah, I've just been blessed to get to do a lot of film projects this summer and this fall. So just staying busy with music and acting, which is always a blessing to say in this industry, because it can be hard to do that. So I'm grateful for the work. So hopefully, some more stuff coming out this next year.
And actually, I was camera operator on this film, The Operation Night, along with Robert Goblet. He's on the other side of Nashville. He's actually just now graduating from Full Sail University this month, sometime this month here in October, 2024. Congratulations to Robert Goblet. And we have another guy, Tony, over in Eastern Tennessee. He's actually did our sound for us. And as well as he was actually the editor. He does all the post-production. So was this the first time he edited for you, Donald? Or?
Yes. Our editor, the movie's actually dedicated to Don Stafford, who had been my editor for the last several years, through the last several films. He just passed away from cancer about a month ago or so.
Yeah, he's a very talented editor too, and he greatly missed after all these years, for the last decade working with Donald and several of his feature films. Yeah, thank you for everything, and Donald, and for everything you've done.
Thank you, Chris.
Out there, and thanks a lot, Kaylee, for coming on board. And once again, everybody, we welcome you out to, if you were watching this before November the 4th, 2024, we welcome you out to Crossville, Tennessee, to the Palace Theater in downtown Crossville, Tennessee, over on Highway 127. And you can actually just, Google the information for more information or things. And we got a movie premiere at 7:15. And we also got before that, we're also got, two other, showings, two other movies of Donald's, Pickleball Princess, as well as Hearts for Trump. And thank you for everybody, and please check out the movie. If you haven't checked out the premiere, just check them out. Check out the movie is in, one of the streaming sites, or as well as actually contact Donald James Parker. You want to get a copy of a DVD, and he'll get it out to you anywhere where it's available there. Everybody, thank you very much, and say bye.
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 You guys take care, and thank you for listening to our podcast.
God's plans for you exceed even your own dreams. You, young man in the blue shirt.
Do you have to go to your dad's church even though you're 20?
Yeah, as long as I live under his roof.
God just told me I was gonna marry that girl.
Next item of business is, youth pastor.
There's that boy I was telling you about the other day.
Let's go sit with him.
What?
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Tony, no!
But Christ's message is an offense. If you take the offense out of the gospel, you also take its saving power out. You can't just preach, be happy, and ignore the be obedient.
The board and I of the church have decided to offer you the position as youth pastor.
Me as pastor?
Yeah, I never kiss on him.
No, I heard what you said. I have to repent right now. I am really ticked off at some of you guys, and am seriously trying to bite my tongue and not say something that I'll regret later.
We've had some complaints about our new youth pastor.
What kind of complaints?
I'm not compromising what God wants me to do, just so you'll be happy.
And he said Kaylee was speaking in tongues.
Not my Kaylee.
Brent, this situation is so much more complicated than you know. Dad, you need to calm down, please, before you make a decision that you're gonna regret.
You can lead a horse to water.
Yeah, but you can't make him drink.
Or think.
Men come and go in a girl's life, but her dad is always her dad. And mine's given so much for me and to me, and I can't pay him back by stabbing him in the back.
You are to be a bridge between the charismatic and the non-charismatic world.